Well, the table's shaking. I have a new phone, so I don't know how all this is going to work out. I'm on a learning curve here. My name is Sherry Bradford. I go by Mary Sherry's Creations. And if you're new to my little channel, I hope that you'll find this a relaxing and fun time. I've been away for a bit. I got a cold, which turned into bronchitis, and y'all know how that all goes. It takes a while to get past all the coughing and everything. And then there were just several other life events that, you know how that is. Life just happens. So I'm ready to come back. You would not believe I showed it at the beginning of the video. It will be shown at the beginning of the video. What chaos I have in my house right now. I am trying to get ready for a little local craft show at our local senior citizen center, and I am just scattered in my approach. I normally would do crafts that everybody does, lots of little paper crafts. I love doing junk journals and things like that. I have to say that that's not a particularly great audience for those things. So I struggle back and forth, as I know every crafter does who tries to sell, with making what I think will sell versus making what I love. And after all the chaos and things that have been going on here lately in my world, and I'm sure in other people's worlds as well, I have made a sort of a brave decision that I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to make what I like. And that probably means that I won't do very well at craft shows because that's my likes are, you know, appeal to a certain audience, and I'm not sure that audience will walk by. But I think life is just too short for me to continue to try to find that market. I am not a professional crafter. I'm an artisan who sometimes likes to try to sell things. So we'll see. That's probably more than you want to know about my life. What we're going to do today, though, is kind of one of my little fun little things. I've never made one. I've never worn one. And I just decided it would be fun and springy. And so what I've made is this little fascinator. And I'll have some pictures at the beginning. I have a large mannequin downstairs named Mabel, and she is wearing this, and you'll see what it looks like on people. This one is white. I think this looks an awful lot like it might be really for a wedding as opposed to just anything else, but I'm going to wear it at a craft show, I think. But so you might want to add color and stuff like that. You can make this for a kid's party. It's really very fast, and it doesn't take a lot of supplies, and the supplies that you buy are really inexpensive. So it's really fun to, when I was a balloon maker, I did fascinators for a ladies' luncheon, and we all had a lot of fun wearing those. So I think it's just one of those little unexpected things. It fits everybody. So if you make some for a gal's gathering, I think you'll just, or young ladies' birthday party or whatever, I think you'll just have a lot of fun with it. You could dress it up, dress it down, do whatever you'd like. This is the way the base looks like, and I'm sorry for I had a little trouble with this tiny little headband, and I won't recommend using that headband. They came in 3s at the dollar store, but they're just too lightweight to hold this on your head. When you look down, it wants to drop forward. I would imagine I could fix that by simply putting a hair barrette under there and snapping it closed, or something like that. So if all you have are these, or you just want to do it really inexpensively, with Dollar Tree things, these are fine. But that was the dilemma that I was faced with. You don't really see the red, except maybe from a distance. I tried putting a little veiling on here, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I ripped that all off. So that's what some of that excess glue is. So I hope this is fun and not just, good Lord, lady, what are you doing? But it is fun to make, and you can use it to do other things too. So here we go. These are the headbands. There were 3 in a package, $1.25. They did not have larger ones, so that's what I bought for the first one. Then I had a headband that it is a faux leather, and it was bright yellow, so I couldn't really use it, so I painted it black. I have this, and you'll see that there's spots. I don't care right now because nobody's going to be looking at me that close. I use this media fluid acrylics. This stuff is fantastic if you want to paint on shoes or handbags or headbands. It really is very good in coverage. It's flexible, and I love it. I just absolutely love it. It's by Deco Art. Okay, so I have my little headband. I have a bowl so I can turn the thing upside down while I'm working on certain aspects of it. I'm going to use a hot glue gun. I have regular glue that I'll use for some parts of it, but the glue gun really made things go a lot faster. So I'm definitely going to use that. You're going to need a thread and a needle. I got these. I've never used these before. It's a hot glue gun fingertips. I just got it at Hobby Lobby, I think. Yeah, Hobby Lobby. And I didn't pay $5.49, but they were on sale. And I've not really used them before, but dang, I have burnt my fingers using this, and because you have to pat things down. So I just thought, I'll see if those work, and if I can give them a high five. I didn't want to buy a bunch of satin. It's expensive, so I bought a satin pillow protector. Now, if I was going to make 10 of these for a ladies' gathering, I would go ahead and buy the satin. But if you see these on sale, I got 4 out of this one pillowcase. So if you see them on sale, I'd say go for that. But you know, do you? Just an option. I bought a couple of these little things over in the bridal area. They're kind of ratty. This was at Hobby Lobby, but I can put some glue on them and they'll be fine. I got some double stick tape, and I'll explain why. I mean, I have tons of that, but hopefully you do as well. It's the permanent stuff that's kind of heavy. It's not the super heavy duty, although the super heavy duty would probably be good too. I have a little bit of paper towel to wipe my hands off. Let me throw that away. I have my craft room is complete chaos. So I'm trying to get things back in order now that I'm feeling better. I have this circle cut, and I'll show you how I cut that. That was out of the pillowcase. I happen to have bought this felt, which has not been useful for much of anything else. It's double sticky. I don't really use a lot of felt in the things that I do, but it turned out to be quite nice for this. And so if you have some of that, great. If you don't, just some regular felt, because you can glue it down. It's no big deal, but I found it helpful. I got these really cheap at I got them actually at Walmart, but they were on discount because spring was over. And so we're going to pull these things off, and that's what I covered the top with. I wish I had gotten one with some color in it. I got it for a different project and ended up not using it. And I wish that I had the foresight to get a little bit of color, because I think it would be fun to have just little sprinkles of maybe some, I don't know, blue, yellow, red, something to brighten up that little hat, but whatever. This is the little device that we're going to make to put underneath. This is a craft foam half ball, and you can find those at tons of stores, and you know, probably even at some Dollar Tree, although maybe not. Those are a little sort of special interest. The veiling that I made, I got a little poof, and the veiling that I had started with, and it actually looked nice. I just didn't like it. I wanted it to feel more arty, and somehow it just felt, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. But anyway, you can cut this off and cut down the side, and then you can make it go all around underneath the edge. Just in the front if you choose. On the side, you can make it you know, go around the back, whatever you'd like to do. And it was lovely. And then when you put the felt over it, it holds it in place and with the glue. So that's just an option if you like it. You could even pull off some of this and put it up inside the flower section if you wanted some veiling to kind of drift around in there. And the base of this this is a cake base, and this is, I believe, an 8-inch one. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it here. Because I think no, this is a 6-inch one. So, and that's plenty big. I wouldn't want it to be any bigger than that. But they were $2.98 for 12 of them, I think. So, you know, you've got plenty for your dollar there. Okay, so let's give this a try. I am going to need to plug this in, I think. Am I going to need to plug that in? Probably. Let's see. Let me think. That was not very wise of me to not think ahead on that. Let me see if it will charge on my handy dandy charger. Let's just see if it will. I don't know if I really need it to, but we'll see. Okay, now I have gone ahead and glued this on here because this is slick. This thing wants to slide around like crazy. So what I would suggest that you do if you're interested in doing several of these is set this part out, glue this part on, and I actually used regular, this is Reptile, I think, that I've got in here right now. I would glue that on, and I might even suggest that if you've got like a cardboard box or something that you could space them all around and put the box down on them so that the weight would hold them down and hold them in place. Maybe put a couple of little doodads, books, something in there to just hold it down while it's drying, and leave that overnight, because it really it was aggravating to try to make the first one with that thing sliding around all over. Alternately, you could glue it on this side and make this side your pretty, but I'm going to put this satin, and I found that I could see through that, and I didn't want to get out paint. So, oh, also I have these beads. These were at the His and Hers, and they were also half price, and there's a ton of them in here, so you will have way more than enough to put around there if you choose. If you've got other things already at home, go for it. These feathers, I think, are for my taste, are a little boring, so I would actually probably have rather to put in something a little more fun, like a faux pheasant feather or something like that, just for the drama of it all, because it's pretty fun. So what we're going to do to get started is, and this does not have to be super exact. I try not to have too many of these videos where it has to be super exact. We're all too busy and too stressed for more stress. Okay, so then I'm going to pull that off. And I am going to go ahead and pull this off if I can. You know, I'm so discombobulated. I don't have my tools out where I normally have them. I really, for the last several weeks, have just been shoving stuff in this room. You know, and then it came time to pull all my stuff together for the tax person. And I was sick, and life sometimes is such a pain. But the alternative is too. Now then I put, I've got all these little feathers from yesterday. Okay, So then I'm going to put one just, you know, sort of across the middle. Doesn't have to be exact at all. And okay. I'm also having, poor me, this is my poor me video, I guess. I'm having lots of trouble with my thumb and hands in my right hand. Too many years of typing and crafting. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. Some people say avoid surgery at all costs. You won't like it as a crafter. You won't have the mobility. And other people tell me, no, 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 changed my life. I was able to get back to doing, you know, playing music, doing whatever. If you have experience with this kind of thing and don't mind sharing it, I would sure love your comment, because I just don't think I'm going to have the opportunity. I don't think, I mean, it's where you can't sleep at night kind of pain. So something's going to have to happen. They've done the shots and those stopped working. So now, well, don't we all have issues? Okay, there's that. Now, the next step is I need to do a quick stitch on this, and I really struggled with how much to do before I got on the video. But you know, sometimes I realize there are people, unlike a lot of us, that they really are very inexperienced, very, very inexperienced at doing things. And to just run by it and go, yeah, just do a running stitch and so that you can pull the circle taut would mean nothing to them. And I want to make this as easy as I can in terms of people who are new to crafting. That's kind of where I love to teach the person who thinks they can't do it. Okay, here we go. Now, the reason why I put this around the base is I had a devil of a time getting this thing to scrunch down under here so that I could put those beads in it, around it. The satin just kept wanting to stretch and bubble out, which makes perfect sense. So I cut this a good 2 inches bigger than the circle to give me enough space for that lift in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to open this up pretty big now that I've got it ready. That will also make this process a little easier. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is slip this in like it's in a pocket, trying not to let it touch the stickies that are stuck down. If I'd been smart, the top one I would have pulled off maybe at the last minute, but here we are. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Okay, so now I want to get that centered pretty well. I hope I'm keeping this in view. I still haven't figured out how to master that. I think sometimes people film from the side or from the top and from the side, and maybe that helps. Okay, so now it's getting stuck. That's okay. this is okay. I just want to give it a little more pull over this direction. Okay, now, I'm not going to pull it tight yet. I'm going to do this part first. Don't worry that you can see that. It won't make any difference. Trust me on this. Pleat it a little bit because you'll need to. Doesn't matter. Again, they're not going to see it, so, you know, your pleating doesn't have to be fantastic. Okay, so there's that. Now, when I tighten it, it might pull loose in a couple of places. Oh, my gosh. This is the day. That's all right. So here we go. I'm going to pull this. Now, see, it might pull it up back there, but just stick with the plan, and it will come together. I promise. I promise. Well, you know what? I have a bowl here for a reason. See how much that helps if you use it? So, okay, now this is way wonkified, but don't worry because we're going to put a little, you know, felt over it, so it won't make any difference. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Don't want to pull it loose. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I don't think I have to pull it any tighter than that. So now what I'm going to do, and I kind of like to space this a little bit so that the wrinkles are kind of okay. Okay, now we just need to go through a couple of times, tie a knot just to make sure it stays in place long enough for you to glue it down. You know, the other thing that I think this would be awfully fun for is if you're going to take a friend to lunch for something special, like their birthday, or if they've had kind of a nutty time and they need some encouragement, or even if there's 2 or 3 of you, I think this would be awfully fun to just show up with these in hand and just be silly ladies for a time. And I think that's a healthy, good thing for people to do. Okay, I'm going to leave that a little long just so when I'm messing around, it doesn't pull loose. Okay. On this little planter, you can see I've got this is like little ribbon that's feathery. That would also be very cute, I think, to put around the edges here to show underneath your flowers. I think that would be kind of cute, actually. So now we have this. This is set. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put, let's see. Let's go ahead and do our circle. Let's go ahead and do our circle. And what I've done is, this has a paper on the back. If it doesn't, just use an ink pen. And I'm going to actually circle it the exact size it is, and then, I hope you can see that, and then cut. I'm going to cut inside the circle, if that makes sense, because I just want it to be like right about there. So I'm going to use So now I'm going to cut in by, I hope you can see that there's a little groove where I made that mark, and I'm going to cut in to the inside. If you're a perfectionist, turn away, because I know this will drive some people crazy, but it works just fine. Nobody's going to see this underside except you while you're making it, or unless you show it to somebody. That's on you if you show it to somebody. Okay, so get that out of the way. Okay, I'm going to turn this back on because I'm going to be using it here in a second. Okay, let's see how this looks. Too big. So we're going to cut it a little more. Don't cut too much. You want it to have enough to cover your seams. If you've got a circle cutter or something, go for it. Again, I'm not making these to sell. I'm making these for fun. That looks fine to me. So, now, this comes right off. This is a pain, but it does come right off. I'm going to use this little doodaddy. I had some people ask me again why I don't show my face. I'll be honest, I think I would be more shy about speaking if I showed my face. I don't mind doing that when I'm teaching people because I can see their faces. So I know when I'm losing them. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am let's just sit there. Okay, so I am going to put some hot glue right here if I don't run out of it, and I might. We'll see here. I just want to give it some extra oomph in terms of sticking. It's ugly, I know, it's okay. Truly is okay. Don't worry about it. Really, it's okay. All right. Now, I gotta stand up to do this. And because I've got it in that bowl and I'm not going to damage that circle, I can press down pretty hard. And that's nice. Now, if you wanted to be super slick, I just happen to have the red, so I wasn't going to go out and buy anything. But it would be lovely if you had like a silver or something like that, or a gray. It would look very sophisticated, I think. But I didn't, so I didn't do it that way. Now, as we go along, when we get towards the end and I start looking around at this, I may find that some of these edges are simply not sticking. And if that's the case, I will come back with my handy dandy glue gun and ooze some stuff up underneath there. But we're not there yet. Okay. Now, that one came loose. That's okay. There's usually enough give. And I put that tape right down close to the bottom because I really wanted that crease here because I've got my bead to put. Okay, so here we go. I tried this with glue, with regular glue. Did not work. And I am so sorry, but I need to go get more glue stick. It'll take me just a second. Sorry about that. I will get things more together shortly, hopefully. I'm not making any vain promises, but all right, let's get you in there. So if you happen to have, and you can make a bit of your brim wider than the other, that's probably going to be towards the front, so you'd want to put your beads starting towards the back. Okay, and so once you get a couple of these started, it's pretty straightforward. The glue works very quick, very nice. It dries fast. Okay, make sure this goes. If it doesn't happen to actually match, don't worry about it too much, okay? Just give yourself some grace. It's just not that important. Okay, So here we go. I'm going to keep it stretched so I can make sure and you'll be able to pick those off once it's settled. Yep. We've had some terrible dust storms here lately in North Texas. Just not dust bowl level, but still very hard for people with asthma and other kinds of issues. It's a little surprising. It's usually we get those more later in the year if we're going to have them. So it's been kind of surprising. My husband, who is a retired artist, by the way, I manage his little online shop, and his art is called Thought, THOUGHT dash full, FULL dash art.com, and he does very whimsical, thoughtful, haha, art that is real different from anything you'll see other places. He's really very good, and I say that without the least bit of shyness, because he really is very good at what he does. And he doesn't do as much as he used to, because he needed to retire as well, just to enjoy life a bit. And he loves art, but it's, as he said, he feels like he has pretty much said what he had to say. And so now he's saying it in the garden. He's having such a blast working in the garden. When I met him, he was a gardener professionally for people, and he's always had a love for it, and it's fun to watch him just enjoying himself. Okay, so now that's all ready. Okay, and I'm going to put the decor on before I put the headband on. The headband gets a bit challenging, but this part is just fun. Now you could, I would imagine, you could actually pull this off and put a bit of this on here if you wanted a bit of color. But I don't want to cover up the beads necessarily, and so I'm not going to use any of those. But now I take this off, and I will not be taking off the centers because they're kind of fun. You can take them out if you choose. And I think one thing that would be kind of cute is if you took out these centers. Can you see the little tiny ones? If you took out those centers, you could then put a pearl on there. But you got to draw the line somewhere. I'm not doing this for a wedding or something where everything needs to be just sort of amazing and just over the top beautiful. This is, after all, a Saturday morning craft. Okay, I'm going to pull these off. You could also very easily take something like watercolor or alcohol inks and tip these, with a little bit of alcohol ink, and they would be very pretty too as colors. So, in fact, let me show you what I mean. Let's see here. Let's just do this. It'll just take a second, and I can show you how this might look. So we'll put just a dab. This is alcohol ink. Watch me go crazy and get it all over. That would be like me. Okay, so there, let's just do 2 drops. Okay. And I am going to take a brush. I think you can just dip them, but I'm going to take a brush, just out of caution. And we take this, and see, I think we can just, we could just go in the center. And see how pretty that would be? And it would make them stick out. You wouldn't have to do it to many of them, but it would stick out. Okay, and then let me try another, because I know we all have alcohol inks and we've got too many of them and we don't always do different projects with them. And so I'm always looking for somebody to use them up. They're great to use on ceramic tiles, and you know, I may do a thing on that too, because it's super simple, but then when you put them on a little wooden frame like thing, it really can be fun. Okay, so there's that. You have to be careful because that ink can get very over saturated. I'm gonna dab it off. See, you can just do, I hope you can see that. And see, that'd be pretty. And the other way would be, I think, to do it on just the tips, perhaps. Let's see. It's very simple. And I would not do this to all of them, honestly. But I think it would be fun to tuck a few in. Just be pretty. I'll put that in the middle. No, I'm sorry. I'm so bad about getting focused and then I don't share it. That looks a little too much like real blood to me, but anyway, just tucked in. I think it would be fine. I think it'd be pretty. We'll set those aside and let us see what happens as they dry. See if they get a little, some of the things will become a little bit lighter as they dry. And it could be that if I took a little bit of alcohol right now and put it across that it would also open up a little bit and be more pastel, which I think would be even prettier. Okay, enough chat, let's get busy. So, this may be too long a video with, I'm going to put one at the top to get started. I'm putting them on their side. There's that little thing in the bottom. So I'm putting them on the side to make sure that, wow, my time is getting really long here. Y'all are going to hate me for this. Chat. We'll see. We'll see how long I let this stay. Okay. And I may try to speed through this, showing you visually whenever I get to the editing phase. I like it to push the petals around a little. My other one, I feel like, is flat in some places, where it shouldn't be. But again, those are the kind of details that crafters notice, but not people that are looking at you. They're just going to be so shocked to see somebody with a hat on in this day and age that they're not going to care. They're just going to think you're pretty cool because it's just fun. It's fun. Women have known for years that headdresses are just a hoot. People like them. I don't like how that turned out. Oop. Let's go here. It's taking their fingers in their hands in their life. And then I've got that all over that. Let's get that off. That's nice. It just whirls right off, I have to say. Plus, plus. I like these little things. They feel a little stodgy, but they're pretty handy. I'm not burning as much as I was. More than once, I've gotten to the end of my video only to realize I left my sound off, or that it was completely out of frame the whole time and had to do it again. It's a fun process figuring all this out. I don't know, do I want to put one of those in there? Nah, I like them, but that red's intense. Let's see. Okay. Now I'm going to look and just see if I see any bits of foam. And if I do, I'm going to stick some things. There's a few little buds on some of this. I'll tuck some little buds down in there. If you're a flower designer person, you can really go to town making this look very, very fun. And I hope you will. I would love, love, love if you make some for you to send a picture on YouTube. Just put on the YouTube. Don't I sound like my age? On the YouTube. If you would put your photo up there, and if you feel comfortable doing that, I would just absolutely love it. Okay, so now that's all good. That's all good. That's all good. This is going to drive me crazy. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put one right there. Now, this again is where your bowl is helpful. You can't press down on it as much, but okay. So I want to put that in the back. So, and this thing fits on the side like this. So I'm going to then take my headband side. Okay, so what we're going to do, I think I'm going to glue it down. I don't want it that far over. Here, I've got a Disney crayon. I'll mark it right there. That's where I want it, so I don't lose track of what I'm doing. Okay. So, I'm going to do it like this. That should be steady enough. What I'm going to do is this. I'm now going to attach this on. Hold it. It'll dry in a quick second. Okay. I know you're going to want me to put this on at the end, and I'm going to disappoint you. But I will put it on Mabel downstairs, and she can show off a little bit. She likes to show off. Now, I'm going to take some of this felt, really as just another way of holding this thing on. If you wanted to get really fancy, you could, in fact, I think I will make it look a little more professional. Can you see? Once again, I've got it in my lap. So sorry, people. You're so patient. Thank you. Thank you for being here. It really is a blessing to me. And I so appreciate that you're taking time out of your day to play with me. I just really appreciate that. Okay. Now. Okay. I am going to put this like this, right here, here, and here. Then I'm going to put this down, put it right there. And there we go. We got a fascinator. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? I kind of like this black. I just feel like it would be really fun to do kind of a little, maybe take a little bit of black netting or a little bit of purple, and you could goth this up really nice. That'd be fun. Oh, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with that. I'm not finding that I'm getting any spaces moving away there. So looks like that's gonna work. Alrighty, folks, thank you. Thank you for being a blessing to me. Hope you'll give my husband's site a little quick look. That's Thoughtful Art. You can do it as one word, but it's F-U-L-L, not F-U-L. T-H-O-U-G-H-T dash F-U-L-L dash art.com. Hope you'll give him a look. And I hope that you will come back. I did not put this little thing on here. Let me do that real quick. I'm just going to stick this in there. It will go right inside the silk. And I'm going to turn it up so that it goes like that. Some people put in 2 or 3 of these, and I suppose you could. But again, I'm not attempting to create an astonishing piece here. I'm looking for something that would be really fun for people to just make for their little group, make for their friends, have fun with, and wear just to be silly. If you find that this thing drifts around and you don't want it to, give it a zap of this glue and it will behave itself. Thank you, friends. I better let you go or I'll just keep talking. Bye.